Have you ever noticed that your legs get heavier, weaker, or more painful every year? Perhaps you've observed that it's more difficult to stand comfortably, travel long distances, or even climb stairs. This may seem like a normal aspect of growing older. However, what if the true offender is concealed in the foods you consume on a daily basis? In this video, we'll identify the 5 typical foods that are subtly depriving you of your leg strength and range of motion and share easy yet effective ways to maintain your independence and level of activity. See how minor dietary changes can improve your strength, lessen pain, and maintain your freedom of movement for years to come by watching through to the conclusion. I would like it before we start. You can support me in spreading the old age lesson if you enjoy this video. To ensure you don't miss any videos, I advise you to subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already. Please leave the first remark if you enjoy this video. Please let me know in the first remark if you don't like it so I may improve the video for you. Let's get going now. Maintaining our strength, mobility, and independence becomes increasingly important as we become older. However, many elderly people unwittingly jeopardize their mobility because of seemingly harmless eating habits. Fast food and processed sugar are 2 of the most pernicious offenders. These mainstays of contemporary diets are more than simply transient treats. They are cunning saboteurs that weaken bones, stiffen joints, reduce circulation, and degrade muscular strength. Below, we explore in depth how these foods contribute to declining leg strength and mobility, and offer practical, sustainable strategies to protect your health and vitality for years to come. 1. Processed sugar, the sweet deceiver eroding your strength. There's an undeniable allure to sweetness. A teaspoon of sugar stirred into your morning coffee, a slice of rich chocolate cake at a family celebration, or the habitual reach for a cookie after dinner. These small pleasures feel like well-earned rewards in a busy life. For many, sugar is a comforting constant, a nostalgic nod to childhood treats, or a quick pick-me-up on a tiring day. However, beneath this seemingly harmless indulgence lies a silent threat to your physical strength, particularly in your legs, which are the foundation of your mobility. The hidden toll of sugar on your body. Many seniors experience creeping symptoms: muscle weakness, joint pain, persistent fatigue, or a sense that their legs just don't have the strength they once did. These are often dismissed as inevitable signs of aging. However, scientific evidence paints a different picture. Excessive sugar consumption plays a significant role in accelerating these declines, undermining your ability to stay active and independent. Energy spikes and crashes, the roller coaster effect. When you consume processed sugar, whether in obvious forms like candies, sodas, and pastries, or hidden in packaged foods like flavored yogurts, sauces, or even healthy granola bars, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. This surge can provide a fleeting burst of energy, making you feel momentarily invigorated. But this high is short-lived. The spike triggers a flood of insulin, which quickly clears glucose from your bloodstream, leading to a crash that leaves you feeling drained, sluggish, and weak. Over time, these repeated cycles disrupt your body's ability to regulate energy effectively. Simple tasks like walking to the mailbox or climbing stairs can start to feel exhausting, not because of age, but because your body is struggling to maintain stable energy levels. Chronic inflammation, or the joint and muscle destroyer. Beyond energy fluctuations, excess sugar fuels chronic inflammation, a pervasive condition that wreaks havoc on your joints and muscles. Inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or infection. But when it becomes chronic, seeded by a steady diet of sugary food, it turns destructive. Inflamed joints become stiff, swollen, and painful, particularly in weight-bearing areas like the knees, hips, and ankles. This is why many seniors experience persistent leg pain or a heavy, achy feeling that worsens after meals high in sugar. Muscles are equally vulnerable. Chronic inflammation damages muscle fibers, reducing their flexibility and resilience over time. This makes muscles more prone to micro tears and less capable of repairing themselves, leading to weakness and a noticeable loss of strength. For seniors, this translates to difficulty standing from a chair, maintaining balance, or walking without discomfort. Insulin resistance, starving your muscles. As we age, our body's sensitivity to insulin naturally declines, a process that impairs the ability of muscles to absorb glucose and essential nutrients. A high-sugar diet accelerates this decline, pushing the body toward insulin resistance, a state where cells no longer respond effectively to insulin. When this happens, muscles are starved of the protein and amino acids they need to maintain mass and strength. This is a critical issue for seniors, as age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia, is already a challenge. A diet high in processed sugar exacerbates this, hastening muscle wasting and making it harder to maintain balance, coordination, and mobility. Seniors with insulin resistance often notice their legs feel weaker, their steps less steady, and their stamina diminished. Bone health, the overlooked victim. Sugar's damage extends beyond muscles and joints to your bones, which are critical for supporting your body and preventing falls. Processed sugar interferes with calcium absorption, a vital mineral for maintaining bone density. Over time, this leads to weaker, more brittle bones, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. For seniors, a fracture, particularly in the hip, can be life-altering, often leading to prolonged recovery, reduced mobility, and a loss of independence. A simple misstep that might have caused a minor bruise in your younger years could now result in a serious injury that reshapes your daily life. Hidden sugars, the sneaky saboteurs. One of the greatest challenges with sugar is its pervasiveness. It hides in foods marketed as healthy or low-fat, catching even the most vigilant consumers off guard. For example, flavored yogurts can contain as much sugar as a candy bar. Granola bars often have added sugars disguised as natural sweeteners. Salad dressings, especially low-fat varieties, frequently rely on sugar to enhance flavor. Breads and cereals, even those labeled whole grain, can be loaded with hidden sugars. These covert sources accumulate, contributing to the same harmful effects as more obvious sweet. Reading labels is essential. Look for terms like high fructose corn syrup, maltose, dextrose, or anything ending in -ose, as these are all forms of added sugar. Taking control, smarter sweet choices. Eliminating sugar is neither realistic nor necessary, but making mindful choices can significantly protect your strength and mobility. Here are practical steps to reduce sugar's impact. Choose natural alternatives. Opt for sweeteners like raw honey, pure maple syrup, dates, or coconut sugar. These have a lower glycemic impact, meaning they cause smaller, more manageable blood sugar spikes. They also often contain trace nutrients absent in refined sugar. Embrace whole fruit. Fresh fruits like berries, apples, or citrus satisfy sweet cravings while providing fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins that support muscle and bone health. For example, berries are rich in anti-inflammatory compounds that can help reduce joint pain. Satisfy cravings wisely. When the urge for something sweet strikes, reach for nutrient-dense options like a small piece of dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, a handful of nuts, or plain Greek yogurt topped with fresh fruit. These choices provide satisfaction without the empty calories and inflammatory effects of processed sweet. Read labels vigilantly. Make a habit of checking ingredient lists and nutrition facts. Aim for foods with no added sugars or those with minimal amounts, less than 5 g per serving. Be wary of sugar-free products, as they may contain artificial sweeteners that can disrupt gut health and metabolism. Cook at home. Preparing meals and snacks yourself gives you control over ingredient. Experiment with naturally sweet ingredients like cinnamon, vanilla, or mashed bananas to enhance flavor without added sugar. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. The long-term impact. The choices you make today directly influence how well you move tomorrow. Processed sugar may seem like a minor indulgence, but its cumulative effects are profound, quietly eroding your ability to walk confidently, stand comfortably, or live independently. By reducing your intake and prioritizing nutrient-rich foods, you can preserve your leg strength, protect your joints, and maintain the vitality to enjoy life's activities. Whether it's gardening, playing with grandchildren, or simply strolling through your neighborhood. 2. Deep-fried and fast foods. The silent enemy of your joints and circulation. Few things rival the sensory pleasure of deep-fried foods, the satisfying crunch of golden French fries, the crispy, savory coating of fried chicken, or the warm, indulgent comfort of a donut fresh from the fryer. These foods are more than just meals. They're often tied to cherished memories of family gatherings, festive celebrations, or quick, convenient treat. For many seniors, fast food restaurants are a familiar stop, offering affordable, accessible options in a busy world. However, these foods are far from benign. Beneath their appealing textures and flavors lies a potent threat to your leg strength, joint health, and overall mobility. The devastating effects of fried and fast food. Many seniors attribute their slowing pace, aching knees, or heavy legs to the natural progression of aging. While age plays a role, diet is an equally critical factor. Deep-fried and fast foods are among the most damaging dietary choices for the three pillars of mobility: muscles, joints, and circulation. Their impact is both immediate and cumulative, making movement more difficult and increasing the risk of serious health issues over time. Trans fats and chronic inflammation, a recipe for joint pain. Deep-fried foods are typically cooked in oils high in trans fats or partially hydrogenated oils, which are among the most inflammatory substances in the modern diet. These fats don't just contribute to weight gain, they trigger widespread inflammation throughout the body, with a particular affinity for joints. Chronic inflammation causes cartilage, the cushioning tissue in joints, to break down, leading to stiffness, swelling, and pain. This is especially problematic in weight-bearing joints like the knees, hips, and ankles, which bear the brunt of daily movement. Over time, this inflammation increases the risk of osteoarthritis, a degenerative condition that affects millions of seniors and significantly limits mobility. Simple activities like walking to the grocery store, climbing stairs, or even standing for extended periods become painful challenges. For many, this pain leads to reduced activity, which further weakens muscles and accelerates mobility loss in a vicious cycle. Impaired circulation, starving your muscles. Fried and fast foods also wreak havoc on blood circulation, a critical factor for maintaining strong, functional muscles. These foods are often high in saturated fats and sodium, which constrict blood vessels and elevate blood pressure. Over time, this reduces blood flow to muscles, depriving them of oxygen and essential nutrients like protein and electrolyte. The result? Persistent leg cramps, fatigue, and a heavy, sluggish feeling that makes even short walks feel daunting. Poor circulation also increases the risk of serious vascular conditions such as deep vein thrombosis, DVT, and peripheral artery disease, PAD. DVT involves blood clots forming in the deep veins of the legs, which can be life-threatening if they travel to the lungs. PAD narrows arteries, further restricting blood flow and causing pain, cramping, and weakness during movement. Both conditions are particularly dangerous for seniors, as they can lead to long-term mobility limitations and a higher risk of falls. Weight gain, overloading your joints. Deep-fried and fast foods are calorie-dense, often packing hundreds of calories into small portions due to their high fat and carbohydrate content. Regular consumption leads to rapid weight gain, which places immense strain on the joints of the lower body. For every extra pound of body weight, the knees absorb approximately 4 pounds of additional pressure during movement. This increased load accelerates cartilage breakdown, exacerbates joint pain, and heightens the risk of osteoarthritis. Excess weight also affects balance and stability, making falls more likely. For seniors, a fall can be catastrophic, potentially resulting in fractures or injuries that require extensive recovery and limit independence. The combination of joint strain and instability creates a perfect storm for mobility loss, turning once routine activities into daunting obstacles. Bone health, a hidden casualty. The impact of fried and fast foods extends to bone health, an often overlooked aspect of mobility. These foods are typically low in essential minerals like calcium and magnesium, which are critical for maintaining bone density. Worse, their high sodium content can leach calcium from bones, further weakening them over time. This increases the risk of osteoporosis, a condition characterized by fragile, brittle bones. For seniors, this is particularly concerning as hip fractures, one of the most common and devastating consequences of osteoporosis, often lead to prolonged hospitalization, reduced mobility, and a significant loss of independence. A single fall can transform a vibrant, active lifestyle into one defined by pain and limitation. The fast food trap. Fast food's convenience and affordability make it a go-to for many, but its nutritional pitfalls are profound. Beyond fried items, fast food menus are rife with processed ingredients. High-sodium sauces, sugary drinks, and refined carbohydrates exacerbate inflammation, weight gain, and circulation issues. Even seemingly lighter options, like fast food salads, can be laden with high-calorie dressings and sodium-heavy toppings, negating their health benefit. The accessibility of drive-thrus and delivery services only compounds the temptation, making it easy to rely on these foods without fully considering their long-term consequences. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Taking control, healthier alternatives for stronger legs. The good news is that you can protect your mobility by making smarter dietary choices. While it's unrealistic to eliminate fried or fast foods, reducing their frequency and opting for healthier alternatives can make a significant difference. Here are actionable steps to preserve your joint health, muscle strength, and circulation. Choose healthier cooking methods. Instead of frying, try baking, grilling, steaming, or air frying. These methods retain flavor without the harmful trans fats and excess calories. For example, bake sweet potato fries with a drizzle of olive oil for a nutrient-rich alternative to deep-fried French fries. Swap oils wisely. Replace processed vegetable oils like canola or soybean oil with heart and joint-friendly options like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These oils contain anti-inflammatory compounds that support joint health and improve circulation. Prioritize whole foods. Build meals around nutrient-dense ingredients like lean proteins. Chicken, fish, tofu, whole grains like quinoa and brown rice, and plenty of vegetables. These foods provide sustained energy, support muscle repair, and reduce inflammation. Limit fast food. If fast food is unavoidable, make mindful choices. Opt for grilled rather than fried items. Skip sugary sodas in favor of water or unsweetened tea. Choose sides like apple slices or side salads with dressing on the side instead of fries. Boost circulation with diet. Incorporate foods that enhance blood flow, such as fatty fish, rich in omega-3s, leafy greens, high in nitrates, and berries packed with antioxidants. These foods help keep blood vessels flexible and reduce the risk of vascular issues. Support bone health. Ensure adequate intake of calcium and magnesium through foods like dairy or fortified non-dairy alternatives, leafy greens, nuts, and seed. Pair these with vitamin D-rich foods like salmon or egg yolks or safe sun exposure to enhance calcium absorption. The path forward. The foods you choose today shape your ability to move freely tomorrow. Deep-fried and fast foods may offer immediate gratification, but their long-term effects, joint pain, muscle weakness, poor circulation, and fragile bones, can rob you of the strength and independence you cherish. By prioritizing whole, nutrient-rich foods and adopting healthier cooking methods, you can protect your legs, preserve your mobility, and maintain the vitality to live life on your terms. A single fall or a chronic condition like arthritis doesn't have to define your future. Take control now and let your legs carry you confidently into the years ahead. When cravings for unhealthy snacks arise, resist the urge to reach for processed, inflammation-inducing options. Instead, choose nutrient-dense alternatives like raw or lightly roasted nuts, crunchy roasted chickpeas, or homemade snacks crafted with wholesome ingredients. These choices nourish your body, supporting long-term health rather than contributing to chronic inflammation. When dining out, prioritize grilled, steamed, or baked dishes over deep-fried meals, which are often laden with unhealthy fats that can exacerbate joint pain and muscle strain. These seemingly small dietary adjustments accumulate over time, yielding significant benefit. The effort you invest in mindful eating today will pay dividends in the form of stronger legs, improved mobility, and a greater sense of independence as you age. By choosing foods that fuel your body rather than deplete it, you're laying the foundation for a more active, vibrant future. The food you consume holds immense power. It can either heal and strengthen or harm and weaken your body. Every bite is a choice, and that choice rests entirely in your hands. Let your diet be a source of vitality, energy, and mobility rather than a catalyst for pain, stiffness, or physical limitations. The next time you're tempted to grab a fried snack or processed treat, pause and ask yourself, is this worth sacrificing the strength and functionality of my legs? The answer to this question could profoundly influence how well you walk, move, and live in the years ahead. By prioritizing nutrient-rich, anti-inflammatory foods, you're not just eating for today. You're investing in your ability to remain active and independent for decades to come. The hidden dangers of processed meats, undermining muscle strength bite by bite. For countless individuals, processed meats are a dietary staple, seamlessly integrated into daily routines and cherished traditions. A quick ham and cheese sandwich for lunch, crispy bacon sizzling on the stove for breakfast, or a juicy hot dog at a summer barbecue. These foods are convenient, flavorful, and deeply familiar. However, what many fail to recognize is the insidious toll these foods take on the body, particularly on the muscles that keep you mobile and independent. As you age, maintaining strong, functional muscles becomes critical for preserving your ability to move freely, climb stairs, or even stand without discomfort. Unfortunately, the very foods you rely on for convenience may be silently eroding your strength, compromising your mobility, and setting the stage for long-term physical challenges. Processed meats such as bacon, sausage, ham, deli meats, hot dogs, and pepperoni are packed with preservatives, excessive sodium, and harmful chemical additives that gradually impair your body's ability to function optimally. One of the most detrimental components of these foods is their extraordinarily high sodium content. Excessive sodium intake disrupts the body's fluid balance, leading to water retention and swelling, particularly in the lower extremities. This swelling can make your legs feel heavy, stiff, and sluggish, transforming routine activities like walking or standing into exhausting endeavors. For seniors who are already more susceptible to muscle cramps, joint pain, and reduced mobility, a diet high in sodium can exacerbate these issues, resulting in discomfort, numbness, or even a sensation of instability during movement. Beyond water retention, processed meats are a significant driver of chronic inflammation, a silent but destructive force that accelerates muscle and joint deterioration. The nitrates, nitrites, and other preservatives commonly found in processed meats trigger inflammatory responses in the body, which over time damage muscle tissue and weaken its structural integrity. This chronic inflammation also affects the joints, leading to stiffness, soreness, and reduced flexibility. Simple tasks such as climbing a flight of stairs, bending to tie your shoes, or rising from a chair can become increasingly challenging, diminishing your quality of life. Left unchecked, the cumulative effects of inflammation contribute to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, which significantly increases the risk of falls, fractures, and dependency. Moreover, processed meats interfere with your body's ability to absorb essential nutrients critical for muscle health. Muscles require high-quality protein, iron, magnesium, and B vitamins to remain strong, flexible, and resilient. However, the chemical-laden nature of processed meats, combined with their lack of nutrient density, hampers the body's ability to extract and utilize these vital nutrients. Over time, this nutrient deficiency starves your muscles, leading to gradual weakening that may manifest as fatigue, reduced endurance, or difficulty performing physical tasks. The irony is stark. Foods marketed as protein sources like deli meats or sausages may undermine the very muscles they're supposed to support. To safeguard your muscle strength and protect your legs from unnecessary strain, it's imperative to replace processed meats with healthier, nutrient-rich alternatives. Opt for fresh, unprocessed meat such as grilled chicken breast, roasted turkey, or baked salmon, which deliver clean, high-quality protein without the harmful additive. Plant-based protein sources like lentils, black beans, chickpeas, quinoa, nuts, and seeds are equally powerful, offering a wealth of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that promote muscle repair and combat inflammation. For sandwich lovers, swap out store-bought deli slices for freshly cooked meats or plant-based options like hummus or avocado, paired with whole grain bread and a colorful array of vegetables for a balanced, nutrient-packed meal. These choices not only nourish your body, but also support long-term muscle health, ensuring that your legs remain strong and capable. The dietary decisions you make each day directly shape your ability to move, walk, and live independently. While processed meats may offer convenience and familiarity, they come at a steep cost: your physical strength and mobility. By transitioning to wholesome, anti-inflammatory foods now, you're investing in stronger legs, greater freedom of movement, and the ability to stay active and engaged in life for years to come. The choice is yours, and your future self will thank you for prioritizing health over convenience. High-sodium foods, draining strength from your legs, one meal at a time. Salt is a ubiquitous ingredient sprinkled generously over morning eggs, stirred into hearty soups, and hidden in the processed foods that dominate modern diet. For many, it's an afterthought, a small, innocuous addition that enhances flavor and makes meals more enjoyable. But what if this seemingly harmless ingredient is quietly undermining your physical strength, draining the vitality from your legs, and making movement more difficult with each passing year? For seniors, symptoms like leg heaviness, swelling, and muscle weakness are often dismissed as inevitable consequences of aging. In reality, excessive sodium intake is a major yet preventable contributor to these issues, directly impacting your ability to walk, stand, and move with ease. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. The dangers of a high-sodium diet extend far beyond its well-known links to high blood pressure and heart disease. Excess sodium disrupts the body's fluid balance, causing water retention that manifests as swelling or edema in the legs, ankles, and feet. If you've ever noticed your legs feeling unusually heavy, your ankles appearing puffy, or your shoes fitting tighter than usual, this is likely your body struggling to manage an overload of salt. This swelling places additional strain on your muscles and joints, making every step feel laborious and transforming simple activities, such as walking to the mailbox, standing to cook dinner, or climbing a few stairs, into exhausting challenges. For seniors, this can lead to a vicious cycle of reduced activity, further muscle weakening, and a greater risk of falls or injuries. However, the impact of sodium goes beyond temporary swelling. Excessive salt intake impairs circulation, depriving your muscles of the oxygen and nutrients they need to function optimally. Healthy blood flow is essential for delivering energy to your legs, supporting muscle repair, and maintaining flexibility. Yet, a high-sodium diet narrows blood vessels, elevates blood pressure, and reduces the efficiency of nutrient delivery, leaving your muscles undernourished and fatigued. Over time, this compromised circulation contributes to muscle weakness, cramps, and a noticeable decline in endurance, making it harder to stay active or perform daily tasks without discomfort. To mitigate these risks, reducing sodium intake and prioritizing low-sodium, nutrient-dense foods is crucial. Fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and unsalted nuts or seeds are excellent choices that support muscle health without overloading your system with salt. When cooking, experiment with herbs, spices, lemon juice, or vinegar to add flavor without relying on salt. Be vigilant about reading nutrition labels, as sodium lurks in unexpected places. Canned soups, frozen meals, condiments, and even seemingly healthy snacks like flavored crackers or popcorn. By making these adjustments, you can alleviate swelling, improve circulation, and restore energy to your legs, paving the way for greater mobility and independence. The food choices you make today have a profound impact on your physical strength and quality of life tomorrow. High-sodium foods may be convenient and familiar, but they come at a steep cost, robbing your legs of the strength and vitality needed to live actively and independently. By embracing a low-sodium, nutrient-rich diet, you're not just eating for today. You're investing in a future where you can move freely, walk confidently, and enjoy life to the fullest. The power to change lies in your hands, and every mindful choice brings you closer to a stronger, healthier you. The hidden dangers of sodium. A silent threat to your mobility and bone health. Over time, excessive sodium consumption can lead to a cascade of health issues that profoundly affect your quality of life, particularly as you age. The gradual buildup of sodium in your system contributes to chronic fatigue, diminished endurance, and progressive muscle weakness. These effects can transform even simple activities, like a short walk to the mailbox or a stroll through the park, into daunting challenges. For many seniors, this decline in physical capability feels like an inevitable part of aging. But the truth is far more complex. Sodium's impact goes beyond surface-level symptoms, silently wreaking havoc on your skeletal system in ways that are often overlooked. One of sodium's most insidious effects is its ability to leach calcium from your bones. Calcium is a critical mineral that maintains bone density and strength, but excessive sodium forces the body to excrete it through urine, leaving bones brittle and vulnerable. Over years of unchecked sodium intake, this process significantly weakens the skeletal structure, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. For older adults, this is a particularly grave concern. A fragile skeletal system means that even a minor misstep, a trip on a rug or a slip on a wet floor, could result in a debilitating fracture. Such injuries often lead to lengthy recoveries, chronic pain, or, in the worst cases, a permanent loss of independence. The tragedy is that these consequences are not immediate. They build slowly, day by day, as excess sodium erodes your bone health without noticeable warning signs. Sodium's omnipresence in the modern diet compounds the problem. It's not just the salt you sprinkle on your meals that you need to worry about. Sodium lurks in countless processed and packaged foods, often in staggering amounts. Canned soups, frozen dinners, deli meats, condiments, snack foods, and even seemingly innocuous items like bread and breakfast cereals can be loaded with hidden sodium. Restaurant meals, fast food, and takeout are notorious culprits, frequently containing far more salt than you'd ever add at home. As a result, many people unknowingly consume 2 to 3 times the recommended daily sodium intake, 2,300 milligrams or less, ideally closer to 1,500 milligrams for older adults, putting their health at risk without even realizing it. The good news is that reducing sodium intake doesn't mean resigning yourself to bland, flavorless meals. By making mindful choices, you can protect your health while still enjoying delicious food. Start by prioritizing fresh, whole ingredients over processed options. Vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains are naturally low in sodium and rich in nutrients that support overall vitality. To enhance flavor without relying on salt, experiment with herbs and spices like rosemary, thyme, garlic, cumin, or turmeric. Citrus juices, vinegars, and natural seasonings can also add depth and zest to your dishes. For those who crave the taste of salt, consider switching to Himalayan pink salt or sea salt, which contain trace minerals like magnesium and potassium that support bodily functions. However, use these sparingly, as they still contribute to sodium intake. Another critical step is becoming a vigilant label reader. Packaged foods often list sodium content per serving, but serving sizes can be misleadingly small. Pay attention to the fine print and opt for low sodium or no salt added versions of products like canned beans, broths, and sauces. When dining out, don't hesitate to ask for dishes prepared with less salt or sauces served on the side. Over time, these small adjustments can significantly reduce your sodium intake, easing the strain on your muscles, bones, and cardiovascular system. By cutting back on sodium, you can alleviate swelling caused by fluid retention, improve blood circulation, and reduce the strain on your heart and kidneys. These changes translate to stronger, more resilient legs, greater endurance, and a lower risk of bone fractures. The choices you make at the grocery store, in the kitchen, and at the dining table are powerful tools for preserving your mobility and independence. Sodium reduction is not about deprivation. It's about empowerment, a proactive step toward a future where you can move with confidence, vitality, and freedom. Refined carbohydrates, the silent saboteurs of muscle strength. For generations, white bread, refined pasta, pastries, and other processed carbohydrates have been dietary staples, evoking comfort and nostalgia. A warm slice of toast at breakfast, a sandwich at lunch, or a bowl of spaghetti at dinner feels like second nature to many. These foods are so deeply ingrained in daily life that their potential to harm often goes unquestioned. Yet beneath their familiar appeal lies a troubling reality. These refined carbohydrates may be quietly draining your strength, weakening your muscles, and accelerating the loss of mobility that so many seniors experience. The decline in leg strength and endurance that often accompanies aging is not solely a byproduct of time. While age plays a role, dietary choices, particularly the regular consumption of refined carbohydrates, significantly contribute to this process. Unlike whole grains, which retain their nutrient-rich bran and germ, refined grains are stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. What remains is a nutritionally barren product that delivers empty calories and little else. When you eat white bread, refined pasta, or sugary pastries, your body rapidly converts these foods into glucose, causing a sharp spike in blood sugar levels. This spike provides a fleeting burst of energy, but it's quickly followed by a dramatic crash, leaving you feeling fatigued, sluggish, and physically weak. Over time, these repeated cycles of blood sugar spikes and dips erode your muscles' ability to perform, reducing their endurance and making routine activities like walking, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries feel increasingly taxing. For seniors, this loss of stamina can mark the beginning of a downward spiral, where reduced activity leads to further muscle weakening, creating a vicious cycle of declining mobility. The damage from refined carbohydrates extends beyond energy fluctuations. Excessive consumption of these foods fuels chronic inflammation, a major driver of joint stiffness, muscle deterioration, and overall physical decline. Inflammation caused by a diet high in refined carbs makes joints less flexible, muscles more prone to soreness, and the entire body feel heavier and less responsive. If you've ever experienced aching legs, persistent tiredness, or difficulty with tasks that once felt effortless, your diet may be a contributing factor. Perhaps most alarmingly, refined carbohydrates accelerate muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia that becomes increasingly prevalent with age. Muscles require a steady supply of protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients to maintain their mass and function. However, a diet dominated by refined carbs provides little of these essential nutrients, starving muscles and causing them to shrink over time. This gradual muscle loss makes everyday movements more challenging and increases the risk of falls, which can have devastating consequences for older adults. The decline is so subtle that many don't notice it until simple tasks, rising from a chair, walking a short distance, or lifting a light load, become unexpectedly difficult. Fortunately, it's never too late to reverse this trend. By replacing refined carbohydrates with nutrient-dense whole food alternatives, you can nourish your muscles and reclaim your strength. Opt for whole grain or sprouted grain breads, which provide fiber, B vitamins, and minerals that support muscle health and sustained energy. Swap white rice and refined pasta for quinoa, brown rice, farro, or whole wheat pasta, which release energy slowly and avoid the blood sugar roller coaster. Incorporate fiber-rich vegetables like leafy greens, sweet potatoes, and broccoli alongside lean proteins such as chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes to provide the building blocks your muscles need to stay strong. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Making these changes doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. It means choosing versions that love your body back. The impact of these dietary shifts can be profound, improving not only your physical strength but also your energy levels, mental clarity, and overall sense of well-being. Your legs are the foundation of your mobility, and the foods you choose to fuel them will determine how well they carry you through the years ahead. By prioritizing whole, unprocessed carbohydrates, you can protect your muscles, maintain your independence, and continue moving with confidence and ease. Your legs, your future. Taking control through mindful nutrition. Your legs have been your faithful companions through a lifetime of experiences. They've carried you through bustling workdays, leisurely walks with loved ones, and adventures near and far. They've stood strong as you danced, explored, and lived life to the fullest. But as the years pass, you may notice them growing weaker, slower, or less steady. For many, this shift feels like an unavoidable consequence of aging, a natural decline that must be accepted. But the reality is far more empowering. Your mobility is not dictated solely by the passage of time. It is profoundly shaped by the choices you make every day, starting with the foods you put on your plate. The gradual loss of leg strength that so many seniors experience is often the cumulative result of years of dietary habits that undermine muscle health, weaken bones, and fuel inflammation. Foods high in sodium, refined carbohydrates, sugars, trans fats, and artificial additives act like silent saboteurs, eroding your body's ability to move with ease. Over time, these choices manifest as swollen legs, aching joints, persistent fatigue, and a growing reluctance to engage in activities that once brought joy. The heaviness in your legs, the struggle to climb stairs, or the fear of falling may seem like minor inconveniences at first, but they can snowball into a loss of independence that no one wants to face. Yet, this is not an inevitable fate. Your body has an incredible capacity for renewal, and it's never too late to change the trajectory of your health. Imagine a future where you wake up each morning feeling strong and capable, confident in your ability to move without pain or hesitation. Picture yourself walking through a park with your grandchildren, climbing stairs without pausing for breath, or standing tall without the weight of discomfort holding you back. These are not distant fantasies. They are achievable realities, and the path to them begins with what you choose to eat. If you've spent years consuming processed foods, salty snacks, or refined carbohydrates, you may already be feeling their effect. Perhaps your legs feel heavier than they used to, or you're plagued by cramps, swelling, or stiffness. Maybe you've started avoiding certain activities, long walks, gardening, or even socializing, because they feel too exhausting or risky. These symptoms are not just part of getting older. They are signals from your body, urging you to make a change. The power to reclaim your strength lies in embracing a diet rich in whole, unprocessed food. Lean proteins like fish, poultry, eggs, and beans provide the amino acids your muscles need to repair and grow. Healthy fats from avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil support joint flexibility and reduce inflammation. Nutrient-dense vegetables and fruits deliver vitamins and minerals that strengthen bones, boost circulation, and protect against oxidative stress. By building your meals around these foods, you give your body the tools it needs to rebuild strength, restore resilience, and safeguard your mobility. This journey is not about perfection or drastic overhauls. It's about making incremental, intentional choices. One meal, one snack, one grocery list at a time. Start by swapping out one processed item for a whole food alternative. Experiment with new recipes that excite your taste bud. Involve your family or friends in your efforts to make healthy eating a shared adventure. Over time, these small steps will compound, leading to noticeable improvements in how you feel and move. Your legs are more than just a means of getting from point A to point B. They are the foundation of your independence, the key to living life on your terms. They deserve to be nourished, protected, and strengthened. The decisions you make today, whether to reach for a salty snack or a nutrient-rich meal, a sugary dessert or a piece of fruit, will shape whether you remain active and self-reliant or find yourself limited by weakness and discomfort. Choose health. Choose strength. Choose a future where you can keep walking, keep moving, and keep embracing the moments that make life worth living. Your legs have carried you this far, and with the right care, they can carry you even further. The power is in your hands, and it starts with the next bite you take. Your legs are your foundation, carrying you through a lifetime of memories and experiences. By making mindful food choices today, you can protect your strength and keep moving with confidence for years to come. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that you plan to bring into practice in your life? Share it in the comments below and let's inspire each other to live healthier and stronger. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to a future of strength and mobility.